Welcome to my Blooming TV. Today we are going to be reviewing this sewing machine. It's a JANOME 7318 Magnolia, and I got this a few months back, but I wanted to give it a try before I do a review on it. It's very easy, beginner friendly, and I'm going to take us quickly through the parts. It comes with a presser foot. I'll go ahead and plug this and then we'll get started. This machine is very lightweight, and then I'm just going to put a disclaimer out there. I am not a professional seamstress. I just have a machine to use at home to do some craft and some clothes mending. So like I said, I got this a few months back. It comes with a very easy carrying case, and it's really lightweight, so it's easy to carry and transport. It also came with an instruction manual, and the manual is quite straightforward. It shows you a picture of all the parts, including the accessories that came with it. So it came with some standard accessories, like 3 different kind of foots. You have the zipper foot, the blind hemming foot, and then the buttonhole foot. So this came with the machine as along with the regular sewing foot. It also came with a screwdriver, a seam ripper, and then you have extra needles, have a felt cushion, and then it came with 3 bobbin, and I have 1 in there already, so this is 2. And then there's a lint brush that you can use to clean your machine, a small spool holder, so you can use that for the top here, and it also has a large spool holder right there. And on top you can see it has very clear instructions on how to thread your machine. So starting from the top, we have the hand wheel right here, and then we have where you wind the bobbin here. So this is the bobbin winder stopper, and this is the bobbin wind down spindle. So when you are going to wind your bobbin, it comes on this spindle here, and then the stopper there helps to lock it in. That way it holds the thread in when you're threading your bobbin. And so you see this engages it, and when you push this backward, it disengages it. So when you are going to wind your bobbin, you engage it and pull out the hand wheel. So that disengages this part of it. And then when you're done, you just push the hand wheel back, and you disengage it, and then that engages this part of it. So you have 2 thread spool holder, so this one and this one, and here you have the dial for the width of the stitches. So I leave mine set at 3. And then on top here you have instructions. So if you're going to wind the bobbin, it tells you to go here and come back this way. So there's very clear instruction on top. But if you are going to thread the sewing machine itself, it also shows you an arrow that you're supposed to go underneath, and then the arrow, the number is number 1. So you go through here, through number 2, you come back up number 3, and you go back down number 4, because when you move the hand wheel, it raises up the lever that picks up the thread. So number 4 comes down all the way to the back, and then you can thread your needle down there. Also you have the tension for the thread, so I leave mine set between 3 and 4. And then on the right side of it, you have the stitch selector. So it comes with a lot of about 18 different stitch patterns. So here you have the selector, whether you're going to do a regular, zigzag, and the different stitches. I'll show you some of that in a minute. And this knob here is the length of the stitches, so you just turn it to show how long you want your stitches to be. And then it also comes with a reverse lever, so when you're sewing and you're getting to the end of your project, you just push this all the way down, and then it sews in reverse. And then here you have a measurement that you can use to measure your fabric or measure your work that you're getting done. So that comes in very handy. And then here we have, so it also comes with the light. Yeah, I forgot to say that. So I just turned on the light now for you to see. And as you can see, here you have like measurements in inches to know the width of your fabric. So when you are sewing your fabric, this helps to show you how far you want your fabric to go in. And the feed dogs are quite heavy. They do so like multiple layers. So this you can just raise up, put down easily and raise up. And then you can raise it all the way up for when you have very thick materials. And then you can also, underneath on the left side here, you have a storage compartment where you can store your accessories and other items you have. And then depending on the project you are working on, you can detach this part completely, and that way it makes it more easy for you. And then the part also goes in really easily. You also have a thread cutter here. I'm just going to move it a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. You have a thread cutter here, so by the time you're done your project, you can easily cut your thread right there. So moving forward, we'll just quickly, I'll show you some of the stitches. We'll just use the selector and the stitch length for you to see some work it can do. I have probably sewn over 180 of this face mask, and as you can see, it does do a very nice job. And I finished the ends here with zigzag, and it's able to sew the elastic very well. So as you can see, it is a very very beginner friendly, easy to use. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I find that I'm able to use this with little or minimal instructions. So I'll be right back and I'll show you some of the stitch patterns. If you want to see how to wind the bobbin, then I'll encourage you to check out my video I'll be uploading soon on how to, like a detailed video of how to wind the bobbin. Thank you very much. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be showing you how to thread the needle, and then we're going to look at the different stitch patterns it makes using the stitch selector and the length dial. So I already have the width set at 3 and the tension is somewhere between 3 and 4. And to thread your needle, I'm going to take out my bobbin. This one has black thread. I'm going to use one with white thread so you can see the patterns on the black fabric. So to open your bobbin case, there's a black lever here. So you just push this lever. So I'm just going to use this one so you can see. So you push that lever backwards, and then that opens up the bobbin. So when you look at the case, it shows you the direction the thread is supposed to go, and it shows you the measurements of the fabric I was talking about earlier on. So you just go ahead and take out your bobbin. So that is very easy and convenient because it's on top. So to put a new one in, just make sure your thread is on the left side. So this is like on the left side, and you drop the bobbin in there, and then there is a hook that sort of engages it. So you just go counterclockwise. Once it's engaged, as you pull, you see it continues to roll. You just have that backwards, and then you put the cover in again, and that slides in very easy. So that is very easy. So for the top one, like I said, there's an arrow showing on top here that tells you the thread is supposed to go underneath here. So I'm going to take my thread, and when you put it through here, you hear it engage. So you hear a little snap, and you just follow the numbers. So number 1, we're going through this first one, and then number 2 is going up. 3 goes through the pickup lever here. So again, that engages as well. And then you come down to 4. And then when you get back here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There's a little lever here. So the thread also comes behind this lever at the back, and now it's ready to go on your needle. So you thread it from the front of the eye of the needle backwards. And so I have the light on. That comes really handy. So you just put the thread backwards. You see how easy that was? So just make sure your thread is facing backward like so. Okay, and now you're ready to pick up the thread that is from the bobbin. So what you do, just use your hand wheel. I'm going to zoom back out so you can see me use the hand wheel. Sorry, I'm going to position my camera a little bit. Yes, so just turn the hand wheel towards yourself, and as you do that, the needle is going to pick up the thread from the bobbin, and you see, you turn it just 1 or 2 times and it picks it up already. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull out that second thread as well. So now you can see I have 2. This one is coming from the bobbin, and this one here is coming from the needle. So this one is coming from the bobbin. So I'm going to take the 2 of them together and go in between the space there on the presser foot for sewing, and then now I have 2 threads, and I'll just cut that a little bit short and make sure the 2 of them are facing backwards. And so as you can see, it's not too loud. So this is A at 2. I'll just sew all the way to the end, and when you get to the end, you can push down on this fabric and that goes backwards. You see the way it went backwards? Okay, and when I'm done, I just lift up the lever, use the hand wheel towards yourself, and then there's a thread cutter here. So I'm going to that for you to see a little bit. So there's a thread cutter here. I just do that and it cuts the thread. And so this is what we have. So this is at selector A, and the dial is on 2. Isn't that gorgeous? So now, and when you get to the end, you push down on this lever, it just sews backwards. You see, it moves backward by itself. You can raise the lever again, the hand wheel, and then cut the thread. So this is the C, and the length is 3. You can see, and then this is the end where I did the backward. So let's say, so if you want to know what the style of the stitch looks like, you just look at those ones here. So A, the 2A here, they are regular, so they are straight stitches. The C is what we just used, and as you can see, it's a zigzag. And D, so it just shows you what it looks like. Okay, so now let's say we're going to do H. So you just move the dial. Sorry, I put that down. So just move the dial to H. Okay, and we still select it at, say, 3. Okay, so let's see. So now it's at H. The thread, and this is what H looks like. Put this. So now instead of using a 3, I'm going to set it to be maybe a 1.5. Okay, so let's see what it's going to do. Those feed dogs are wonderful. They move the fabric so well. So you can see the difference now. So this is 1.5. I'll show you one from the slip stitch at the bottom here. So for this, we'll just turn the knob all the way till you get to the back here. See where it says SS, okay? And then now when you say A, this is what it's going to sew. C, D. So let's try a D and see. So we have selected D, meaning this is because now it's at the pink one. So it means the alphabet would be for the pink one. So if you move it to the blue, the stitches will be the alphabet for the blue color. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Is it that gorgeous? So this is using the slip stitch, and we did a D. So like I said, this machine has 18 different stitches. So all these are stitch patterns you can use. And like you see, you can easily just switch between stitches and see what you want to use. I hope this review has been helpful. I really love this JANOME Magnolia 7318. It's really straightforward, beginner friendly.